Hello, everybody. This is GMillion, known as Garrett. How's it going tonight? Today, I'm going to review Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 plus 2 Remake. The game came out on PS4, Xbox One, PC via Epic Game Store. The PC version has a lot of DRM on it, so I don't recommend getting it on there. Not too sure about the console versions. I guess about as much DRM as other games have on the console version. So if DRM is not your deal, get it on the console. The game retails for $40, or if you want to get the deluxe edition, that is $50. The gameplay you see right now, it is the PS4 version. The game came out, I believe, on the 4th. Spent a week about playing it. I 100%ed it. Well, not completely 100%ed it. I 100%ed all the goals. Did not. I'm still working on getting all the stat points for all the characters. I had to start over because there's a bug where I don't know, one of my characters, I got all the stat points and it didn't register one, so I was missing one, so I wouldn't be able to get the trophy, so I just deleted that save file and I'm starting over. The gameplay you're seeing now, I did run into that bug again. I don't know if it's a widespread bug, but it happened to me about 3 times, and this gameplay is a different profile, so I don't care what happened to me. I wanted to show early gameplay of the game, nothing too late in the game, so that's why you're only seeing the first couple levels. And the first level on the second playthrough on my streaming profile, I did run into the bug on the hangar, and it is annoying. This is probably why I am not going to platinum the game, because they need to fix the bugs in the game. That's pretty much my only complaint about the game. Now let's get into the good. We're going to talk about the graphics. The graphics is what you expect on a 2020 remake of the first 2 Tony Hawk games. So you get all the parks from the first one and all the parks from the second one, including the special parks from the second one. So you get the park that is hanging in the sky by a helicopter, and then you get the Skater Heaven, and I think on the PlayStation, I think it was the moon, or it could have been Skater Heaven, and it looked like the moon. It didn't really look really that good on the PlayStation, but on the new remake it looked so much better. Is what you expect, 60 frames per second. There is a tutorial in this game, so let's get into the gameplay real quick. It's what you expect on a old classic Tony Hawk game, with skater style of up to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I did go back and play Pro Skater 3, so you can do more stuff in this game than you can in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. So I thought that was kind of weird, but you could do the whole manual tricks in this game, including in Tony Hawk 1, where you get the revert and you do grinding tricks. I forgot what they're called. Like, you could press certain face buttons when you grind and you do certain stuff, and same thing with the manual. You can do certain stuff. You can rack up quick points. I was able to get all the the high Pro 6 scores just by manualing in the game. You could turn all that off and you can have just the old classic Tony Hawk style games, if that's what you want, in the game mod menu. They took out the cheat codes and they just gave you the game mod menu. You get always special, no bails, and infinite, perfect rail balance and perfect manual balance. So you can use that for the most part I never really used it, but I'm glad it's there for the people that need it. Um, when you first start the game, you're gonna suck. Doesn't matter how good you are. Like if you're like a pro and you went back and played the originals before this game came out, then you kind of know what to expect. But me, I kind of stayed away from Tony Hawk since Project 8, dabbled into it, tried Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, didn't really get into it. So the gameplay was really out of my head. So, like, I was doing terrible the first time I was playing. Kind of wish I did the tutorial, but the second time around I did the basic tutorial and I was able to get everything down again. I did not need to do the advanced tutorial. Like everything that I wasn't really familiar with, I was able to do. The maps or the parks are pretty much what you expect on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 side. You know, you start out with the warehouse, school, um, the mall, and streets and stuff like that. Don't know Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 too much because I started on 2. 2, you start out with the hangar, school 2, then you get your competition in the map that I'm not really familiar with, then you go with New York City, Venice Beach, another competition area, then you go with Philadelphia, then the bull ride competition, then if you get gold, no, if you just do everything, like just go through the map, you get the helicopter level. I think you have to get gold to get all the helicopter level. Then if you do all the goals into, you get Skater Heaven. You don't really get anything for doing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. If you do both, you get trophies and you get more modding, menus for more options for the gamer mods, and mainly trophies. So what are some difference on these goals? In the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, you have to collect cash in these maps, and you use the cash to buy stat points. However, they changed it, so they added, I don't know, in the original you had to get a certain combo, but they changed all the cash into stat points. So that's how you get all the stat points. So in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 maps, you get half the stat points. Then all the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 maps, you get the other half of the stat points. You have to get all the stat points for each map to fill up one character's stat points. So it encourages you to play both of the games. Now, in the original game, once you choose your character, you have to go through all the goals. It doesn't matter if you beat the game with Tony Hawk. You start out with Ronnie Mullet, and you have to go through all the maps again. But in this game, you can do all the goals with one character, and all the goals are complete. Doesn't matter what character you choose afterwards. And you can go back and get all the stat points for each and every character. I wish that you have to go through all the goals with all the characters. Each time you choose a new character, that just gives you more gameplay to do once you're done playing the game, instead of creating new profiles just to go through all the goals again, just to get all the medals. Well, that's just anime. That's just how it is on the original game, so I kind of wish they kept it the same. But I see the reason why they changed it, because they didn't want to make the game more repetitive than it is. The game is repetitive, but that is old classic Tony Hawk style. They put all the original characters in the first two original games, but the cool thing is they gave them they made them the age that they are now. So you're playing as Tony Hawk in his 50s, and all the other characters the age that they are now. Then they have a whole new generation of characters that you can choose, and you can play as Tony Hawk's son. They got most of the original soundtrack back. Obviously, in this gameplay, you're not seeing the you're not hearing the soundtrack because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So, but the most of the original soundtrack is back, but they added a bunch of new songs that the new generation's skating to. So it is at first jarring to hear like an old classic 20-year-old song and a newer song. You know, I noticed a lot of newer rap songs. I noticed there's a lot more rap in this game than the originals, but I'm more into the hard rock game. So like, I mean, hard rock songs like the Slipknot, like the In Flames, like, oh my god, more original. I mean, the newer games have those, those bands in there. So this is more like softer rock. They do have Power Man 5000, Rage Against the Machine, and stuff like that to rate the name a few. But they have a lot of punk, a lot of hip hop, and rap. So if you're into those, that's gonna be good. Overall, the game is fun. Old classic fun Tony Hawk game. One of my favorite game series of all time. It really picked up for me when it came to Tony Hawk Underground. The original Tony Hawk Underground. Didn't really get into 4 until halfway through its life cycle because I was playing a lot of Halo during that time. So wasn't really into Tony Hawk during the Halo days. But between Halo 1 and Halo 2, it was all Tony Hawk. So okay, so I recommend picking it up. If you're not comfortable picking up the $50 one version, that's fine. The $50 version comes with a lot of classic costumes for all the classic characters, and you get a skeleton character. So it's pretty much like the old classic Tony Hawk fans will probably be picking up the $50 version. If you're a big fan of Tony Hawk, you already have the game. This review is mainly for all the newer generation that never really got into skateboarding or never really experienced a skateboarding game. It's not like Skate where you go up and do a trick. This is all about your combo and getting a good combo nearing the end, clearing gaps, getting combos, doing your specials. So it's more like an arcadey skateboarding game than a simulator skateboarding game. But back, 20 years ago when we were kids, when I was a kid, this is all I had. So I didn't have no Skate or Skater XL. This is all I had. If I wanted to play skateboarding game, it was Tony Hawk. And I loved every second of playing this game except for experiencing those bugs. So hopefully they fix those bugs, but I still recommend it. I am not getting the Platinum trophy because it has a lot of online trophies, and I'm not a online person when it comes to Tony Hawk, so recommend it just for the offline alone. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Once I get back into good health, I'm gonna start streaming again. I thought I was doing good, then it started happening again, so that's why I probably you guys are not seeing me as much. Still don't know what happened to Hector, so yeah. So I'm just gonna keep doing game reviews until the end of the year. There's a lot of cool games coming out that I could play. So I will see you guys later.